I am Mona Iddrisu from ACET. I work as the head of youth employment and skills. And today I have here with me Dr. Priscilla Twumasi-Baffour, who is a senior lecturer at the University of Ghana. We recently partnered with Dr. Baffour on a study looking at the barriers to young women's employment in Ghana and in Senegal. Good to have you here today, Dr. Priscilla. I'd like to go straight to asking, what are the 3 things policymakers can take away from this study? What would you like them to know and prioritize?
Great, thank you very much for having me, Mona. Like you have indicated, the study was quite telling in terms of the challenges that young women face in the world of work. And because of that, we interviewed them to find their backgrounds and all that. So for me, the takeaways are effective education is critical because we found that most of the young women were ill-prepared for the world of work at the time they exited the educational system. So an education that emphasizes, in addition to cognitive skills, soft skills and digital skills that are relevant for the changing world of work is important. Also, we found that young women tend to have limited view of opportunities that exist in the labor market. And it is all because they rely solely on their social network for career guidance. So career guidance through the educational system is also important. And lastly, we found that there are rigidities that young women face, particularly with conditions of work and hours of work. And if anything at all, COVID has made us know that there could be some flexibility in terms of helping women get a good work-life balance. So that will be my takeaways from the study.
Fantastic. Thank you, Priscilla. Now, to what extent the girls and women you interviewed in this study, to what extent are they equipped with the right skills for the future of work? And were there any differences between women and men or young women and young men? And what steps should schools and policymakers take to close this gap, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I believe that investment in the educational system is critical because for majority of the respondents we worked with, they had to acquire computer skills, the use of the computer after the completion of their educational system. So an integration of training in digital skills is important because that is where the world of work is going. And indeed, that married with soft skills in addition to the hard skills that they are getting through the cognitive training would be important so that young women come out into the labor market as holistic individuals who are ready to learn and practice whatever they have. As a stance, because of challenges in the educational system in terms of access to infrastructure, most of the studies that go on are overemphasizing on cognitive skills at the detriment of the other relevant skills in the world of work.
Interesting. Now, some of these constraints and barriers emanating from this study have been going on and transferred from generation to generation. Are there policies that we can implement as a country to break this generational cycle?
Definitely, like I indicated, I think that policies that emphasizes on appropriate education, policies that places a lot of emphasis on career guidance, technical skills, digital skills, soft skills. So the foundation should be in the educational system. yes, the country has done well in terms of incrementing gross enrollment rate and all that. But for people to be successful in the labor market, the quality of education they are getting is important. And how we are able to use the education to break the bias is also important, because you find that as it stands, a lot of young people are relying on their families and social network to guide them in their career pathways. And most of the times, these people are handicapped because they do not know. So you find that they end up transferring their biases onto the younger generation, and then the bias perpetuates itself. So a career guidance that will try to break the cycle of bias would be great in terms of equipping young women to let them know that gender really is not a barrier and that they can do whatever they set their minds to do.
Awesome. And there we go, tips from Dr. Baffour on how we break the bias. Thanks, everyone. And for those interested, we have the report up on the ACET website. This is just to get the conversation started, but we have a lot more recommendations and key issues we pull out of this study in Ghana and Senegal. So head on to the ACET website for the full synthesis report. Thank you, Dr. Priscilla.